Hello, welcome to Patched and Xbox. My name is Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
You could also play your Xbox on a Fire Stick. We didn't plug that one,
And
but
a phone, and I've got a
and a phone.
PlayStation here that you can probably play that on too one day. And
Well, you will in December, next year.
next December, you'll be able to play Xbox on what?
Indiana Jones on.
Oh yeah, I mean, what's that by the end of March or thereabouts? Indiana Jones is going to be on PlayStation. Good times.
So yes,
We're talking Team Green today, though. So, as some people may recall, we put together an episode a couple of weeks back now, maybe 3 weeks ago, that was kind of looking at some of the things that PlayStation needed to address going into 2025, and a lot of that was around studio closures, and we were talking about the ways they could use some of their old IP and partnerships with second-party studios and all those sorts of things. And today we're gonna talk about Xbox and some of the things that they need to do to, I guess, improve going into next year. And certainly, I guess Xbox gave us a promotional campaign which fell straight in our laps going into this episode, where suddenly everything is an Xbox. They referred to, I didn't realize, it must be some American thing, a cat box, so like a kitty litter box.
That's
kitty
not an Xbox.
That's an Xbox. That's not an Xbox. There's a whole bunch of there was a strange promotion, but anyway, there's a whole lot of this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox, this that's an Xbox. All these sorts of interesting things that they've been going for, but it's kind of, I guess, helped fuel our conversation a little bit as to what is Xbox and what is Xbox needing to be next year. So, Matto, maybe kick us off. What does Xbox need to do to, I guess, be more relevant? Is what the campaign is trying to get at in terms of, everything is an Xbox? Is that going to help or hinder? Where does Game Pass come into the mix?
Well, yes, because I think you can realize that you don't have to play an Xbox game. I know we said it already, on an Xbox, so you can play it on your phone. You can play it on an Amazon Fire Stick. You can play it on a handheld device. I don't know which one they're talking about, but I think I think they've already know that they're not going to be able to outsell a
PlayStation
PS5.
or Nintendo at this point.
So do what Sony's not doing and go everywhere else. The countries where PSN profiles don't exist, you can go there because Sony's not doing it. They're just going, you want to play this game? PSN profile. Oh, that's too bad. You're in a country you can't do it. Oh, what a shame.
Which I still don't understand why that's a thing, but anyway.
I didn't know either until someone said, oh, hey, here's all the countries that Sony's not
Can't
in.
play
all the PlayStation profile can't play. It was like, that's a lot of countries you could have, made dollar dues from. But no, you went to the people that, own a PlayStation already. So what's the point of them buying a game? But we're not talking about PlayStation. We're talking about the other PC.
No, but it does kind of fuel then, or I guess help guide the path for Xbox a little bit. So, it actually, interestingly, I guess just on the whole, this is an Xbox. This is not an Xbox. All that sort of stuff. I was in an EB Games Day. I had to so my son was going to the 6th birthday party, and the kid loves Pokemon, so we ducked into EB Games to get some Pokemon stuff for him, for this kid's birthday. And as I'm walking through there, I saw the fabled Xbox toaster. They was just sitting there. You remember how there's an Xbox Series S shaped toaster?
No.
Oh shit! Google that.
Oh no,
I
think I see the two. No, I'll look at it later.
It was just sitting there in the middle of the store. I'm like, oh, I nearly bought it. I didn't. It was going for like half price. I'm like, okay, that's going well. But it takes two pieces of toast. 2 pieces of toast. That's it. Two pieces of bread. Sorry.
But you make that sound like it's bad. Like, oh, it's only 2 pieces of toast.
Well, my toaster takes 4. And mine's not an Xbox.
Aren't you a fatty person?
This is a bento box, not an Xbox. So, yeah, I guess that's just a little side note there. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, I think identity for Xboxes, I think it's big challenge, and I think that, I don't know, they're. Maybe they don't actually care. Maybe they don't actually care about identity. Maybe it's just purely about the dollars and cents. This is a Microsoft brand at the end of the day. So maybe it's just about Game Pass and getting people to subscribe there. Maybe it's about getting people to engage with Game Pass wherever you can possibly engage with Game Pass. So whether that's on a PlayStation, whether that's on a Steam Deck, whether that's on a TV with streaming capabilities, whether that's
Oh, yes.
I'm looking at all the things in the graphic here, whether it's in your phone that makes calls, whether it's also an Xbox, whether it's on your Fire Stick as you were
Your phone,
talking about.
you say a phone that makes calls. So can you use a landline?
Sorry, I was just like the graphic actually says this is an Xbox that makes calls. Um,
Oh, right.
on a laptop, this is an Xbox for your lap. This is an Xbox that tags along. This is a cat box. This is an Xbox that goes on the wall, TV. This is an Xbox that makes calls. This is an Xbox
Okay.
on the inside, which is the Fire Stick. This is still an Xbox, which is the Series S. This is an
Were they
Xbox that
reading
you
Dr.
can wear.
Seuss books? I feel
Yeah,
like they was brainstorming, just found a Dr. Seuss book and gone, you know what? Let's do some rhyming.
yeah, pretty much.
And this is what we got. Well, it just says box at the end, so it's not that hard to rhyme.
Yeah, box and socks and fox and yeah, I can't remember how the rest of it goes. But I think identity is a bit of an issue though. So when you combine this campaign, which I understand what they're going for, and like it gets more people, I guess, have an Xbox account if nothing else, even if they don't own the actual console itself. Um, they're trying to get more and more people to just sign up and then play Game Pass on whatever way suits them best. But then you talk about, and you referenced Indiana Jones before. I think the other challenge that they're facing is that the things that people have long considered to be Xbox games are going elsewhere. And did you catch the Phil Spencer interview from this week where he was talking about exclusives?
I did not.
So
When they were
basically,
talking.
hang on,
I'm surprised I'm surprised the internet wasn't grilling him for some reason. I'm guessing he didn't say a silly answer.
he was actually like really, really forthright in ways that Phil probably hasn't been in the past. So he oh jeez, just thanks Forbes, you screwed that up on me. In a new and I'm grabbing this from Forbes here. In a new interview with Bloomberg, that'll be paywall, I guess. Spencer made news acknowledging that they'd made a handheld unit at some point. They're planning on doing a handheld for the next couple of years, so there's another Xbox that they're going to release. But more pressingly, made a pretty plain declaration about Xbox's plans for exclusive games. And this is the quote. I do not see sort of red lines in our portfolio that say thou must not, Spencer said, although saying it's too early to make any decision on the next Halo game. So, the thing that he's basically stressing is like everything's on the table. Whether it's Halo, whether it's Indiana Jones, whether it's Perfect Dark, that's presumably on track for next year as well. Gears, E-Day, or any other Gears title in the future. Like it just seems like all of it can make the jump now, and it's less about if, but more about when. And you can obviously go and add the fact that Starfield is presumably still just a matter of time. Indiana Jones is only it's about 3-ish months of exclusivity before it comes across to PlayStation. Call of Duty straight out the gate, even though they own it, and obviously they were never going to. It was going to make too much money, and I don't think anyone would have allowed it to happen if it was going to be exclusive. But Call of Duty day and date. Doom: The Dark Ages comes out next year. Is going to be day and date for PlayStation, and I don't know, maybe the Switch 2, depending on what the platform can do. Avowed might join this list of games soon enough. That's coming out in February, but maybe that's only going to be a few months before it moves elsewhere as well. I feel like with this whole this is an Xbox sort of thing, which is essentially saying everything can be an Xbox, and this exclusivity thing, I feel like they're kind of losing their identity, maybe making more money, but losing their identity. And I don't know if that's ultimately a good thing. What do you think?
Don't think it's a good thing, but I think also at the same time when Phil at the start of the year said, "Oh, this is not coming to PlayStation," and it came to PlayStation, so I think he's just gone to the point and gone, you know what? Worst case scenario, it could go there instead of him saying, "No, it's staying on Xbox," and then 6 months later, it goes elsewhere, and then he just looks like a dickhead again. So,
Well, pretty much.
I think they've learned their lesson from this year, from the studio closures of their very poorly answered question of what I would call a very simple question that they could not answer, and people scratch their head going, "What? You just completely dodged the question and this and that," and it doesn't look good. But saying, "Oh, we just put everything on the table," and saying we don't care about our console because it's on a TV, it's on a phone, it's on this, it's on that, and it's just, well, are you going to make consoles anymore, or are you going to move away from making consoles and just
What? You go on. Sorry.
hopefully your TVs able to do it. Like unlike here where PlayStation 3 games don't work, so no resistance for you.
Oh, that was a turning of the knife moment this week with Resistance coming to PlayStation Plus, and then it's streaming only, so we still don't get it here in Australia. Fuckers. But anyway, yeah, I think you mentioned like that. Are they going to keep making consoles? Sarah Bond, I think during that podcast, the business thing that they had back in, I don't know, was it February? I feel like it all went on when I was driving up to Adelaide for the Sage Expo. Um, she confirmed there is going to be another Xbox console to come after this, but and obviously we've got this portable thing that's now on the way as well, courtesy of Phil Spencer this week. But I think if PlayStation said, "Hey, we'll let you put Game Pass on on PlayStation. It's just an app and you can download it and play your Xbox games via a Game Pass app." And if Nintendo did the same or something like that, I reckon any plans for a new console will just be done. Like, okay, fine, we got what we want. That's gonna make us the money. Xbox doesn't need, as much as it seems ridiculous because of kind of the name of the console. Xbox doesn't need to be a box, I guess, in their eyes. And if it's just more of it's increasingly becoming a platform, maybe the Xbox name goes away completely and it just becomes Game Pass down the line. But I feel like bit by bit, if PlayStation was to say yes, if Nintendo was to say yes, probably even just if PlayStation said yes, that'd be it. We don't see another Xbox ever again from that
So
next generation onwards.
so they could go down the old Sega path.
Yeah, but not because they've been bankrupt or like in all sorts of financial troubles, but simply because it doesn't make sense, or
Or what?
in their eyes
Yeah,
they've won. At that point, they're everywhere. At that stage, they've won. Would be their belief. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. I just think, yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be a weird day if it does happen. You just
Yeah.
scratch your head and go, well, now what? You can play Games Pass on the PlayStation, but it's like, well, I've got PlayStation Plus. Why would I want to buy or purchase or subscribe to Games Pass if there's nothing there? You might as well start making TV shows to convince people.
Yeah. Um.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, we're talking about some stuff that's maybe longer term. I don't see too much going on, in the next 12 months. Um. Obviously, we know about Indiana Jones, and maybe that's as soon as it is because of some Disney pressures potentially. Maybe that ends up being the same for the Blade game as well that's being developed. Not that we know when that's coming, but if I'm just an Xbox fan for a moment, and try and check my PlayStation bias. If I'm Xbox next year, I'm making sure there's none of those other games that we announce, or sorry, that we release next year, Avowed or Perfect Dark, if that happens, or Gears. There's no scenarios like the Indiana Jones reveal that it's coming to PlayStation. Like those games come out, there is no talk of any other platforms on the horizon, and then sure, they will inevitably come along. Phil's kind of making that clear that there's no red lines, everything's on the table, and I think that's just the direction they're going to go in the future. But it also sounds like there was a rumor going around that Age of Empires might be, I can't remember which one, but one of the various Age of Empires, either remasters or the new one that came out, that might be on its way to PlayStation actually really soon. Like it might be a Keighley's announcement. But like there's more and more games coming, and I think that's all just a matter of time. But yeah, I think if they could just get through 2025 with nothing more than Indiana Jones being the new release that jumps ship, that would probably be a good year for them in terms of just kind of building identity more than anything else. I think next year's just going to be a year about establishing some sort of identity.
I think Activision games are going to be on all consoles because it's kind of. I honestly think it's kind of stupid to restrict it to Xbox because you look at Black Ops 6 at the moment, going absolutely gangbusters, and the funny thing is too, not a bad word's been said about it. No one said, oh, it's a piece of shit. This game sucks. Blah blah blah. Unless you're a PlayStation fan, going, oh, Xbox. Like at the start of the year when people think, oh, Xbox is going to own it, Sony's version is going to suck, and we've heard nothing of that whatsoever.
If anything, we've actually heard rumors recently that there's going to be some Xbox-style collaborations, which may end up just being exclusive to the Xbox version as well. Like there might be hints of Halo and Gears and those sorts of things kind of dropping into your COD, skins and that sort of stuff, which is obviously not. Well, I can't imagine that's going to sell like a PlayStation player to go, oh great, I'll go buy an Xbox so I can play as Chief. But like,
That would be funny.
it
To
would be
see
funny.
play Chief on the Xbox, yeah. I'll see the irony in that.
And there's
Just like
crossplay,
in
so like, do
Helldivers 2.
PlayStation players see Chief running around? What happened in Fortnite
Oh,
when there was all these collabs? Like when Kratos was in Fortnite, could
it's on
Xbox players
PC.
see Kratos running
I
around?
don't know. Possibly. I don't know. I've never really thought about that. Surely not. No, I don't know.
Because I think like Nintendo's refused to do collaborations because they don't want their characters
It'd just be so weird.
on
Seeing
other
Mario.
platforms. So I assume that it is. I assume that Kratos you could see in the Xbox or
Yeah,
Switch version or whatever. PC,
that would be fun.
mobile.
PC, yeah. Yeah, well, maybe. I've never, to be honest, I've never thought about it because I just played on PC. You just see it on there like, I'm not paying for it. I'm not
Yeah.
an idiot. Stuck on that. But no,
And
I've
I
never
say,
really
fuck
thought
you,
about
Epic.
that.
I'm not buying Fortnite or playing Fortnite.
Then I'm there playing Helldivers 2, and what do I name my ship for just for a laugh? Hammer of Dawn. I was more surprised how that got in there. I was like, surely not. And then I looked and went, yep,
Yep,
I'm
I can
going
make
to
it.
call Hammer of Dawn, which is a gun in Gears of
Big
War,
mega weapon in Gears.
a mega weapon, a satellite weapon from Gears of War. I've named it my ship in Helldivers 2, and I found that quite funny.
It's a weird one. Like the lines are kind of getting blurred across the board, so I do understand why Xbox is kind of going the path that they're going. But I think before you do it, you kind of want to build an identity. And I feel like Halo was the big thing for decades. It was kind of the Xbox identity was kind of pretty well intertwined with Halo, but now Halo's a bit of a mess. Gears would have been the next best thing, but the quality's still right up there, but it's been pretty quiet now for a while. And even E-Day is kind of a prequel. It's not the next big chapter or anything like that. I don't know.
It's also been, I would also say it's probably been very up and down since
Yeah,
3
quality.
as well. Because Judgment, not many people were the biggest fan of Judgment.
No, Judgment was great.
4 was
Force Awakens.
bad.
They
Force
played it
Awakens,
safe.
yeah. But at the same time, they got boring characters when you could have just got Marcus in there. Then they figured it out in 5, which was good, but they stuffed up the end,
Controversial ending, yeah.
which is stupid. So yeah, it's very up and down. Then you can't just rely on Forza all the time because it is a racing game. It's gonna impress people. I play it, and I'm not a car fan. I just have fun with it, and that's the key part of it. But then there's also Fable, whenever that comes. And
Isn't that meant to be
hopefully-
2025?
I think so. Or I can't remember because they've really shown nothing of it. I mean, we saw a trailer at the start of the year, last year.
No, we got one
Yeah.
at the Xbox Game Showcase this year. I'm gonna, hopefully my
yes.
computer's muted here. I'll quickly scrub through the trailer and
I feel like it was 2025.
coming
I can't-
2025. Yeah, Fable's coming out this coming year.
Next. Oh,
And look, to that point, about identity, they are going to have Avowed, which hopefully doesn't jump. Well, for the sake of Xbox, hopefully doesn't jump across straight away. They're going to have Fable,
okay.
Gears.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
say
sure.
Fable. I feel like Fable on a PlayStation just to me feels weird. It doesn't feel right.
But if there's no red lines, who
I know,
knows? at
I
this
suppose
point?
there's no red lines, but it's just head scratcher. Just like that doesn't make sense. It's been Xbox for almost 20 years. So's Halo.
Yeah.
But, hey,
Looks like the Gears E-Day announcement didn't have a year on it.
it didn't have a date. It just had, it just showed the announcement. That was it. There was no release date that I know of. I didn't say 20.
I'm looking to see if there's any articles or something where they've said they're aiming for 2020. It doesn't look like it. Perfect Dark, was that 20? They're aiming for 2025 in that regard.
I don't think so. I think they just showed a gate. It took them 8 years to get a small trailer out. You would not think. I know they've got a new
Yeah, they
director
haven't
there.
confirmed anything. Yeah, I've just double checked, and yeah, they just pulled someone from Insomniac over.
Yeah, so they've got someone who has some direction.
Oh yeah, I've just checked.
look at Insomniac.
Yeah, I've finally just found it. So we've got 4 games that are officially confirmed from Xbox next year: Avowed, Doom:
Yes.
The Dark Ages, Fable 4, or whatever it ends up being called, and then South of Midnight, which I don't know if you saw recently.
yeah.
A whole bunch of people went to go preview that one, and there was a very, very positive sentiment about it. So I think that's great news. But I mean, it's not going to be a Halo, Gears, Forza's kind of seller of any sort. But in terms of building identity, in terms of, okay, Xbox is a place we can go for high quality titles, that helps boost Game Pass. That if they do make that jump in the future to be, okay, we're just going to put Game Pass on different platforms and we're going to get out of the console game, people are actually going to go, oh yeah, Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass or whatever, like whatever they want to call it ultimately in the end. Like there's identity there. I'll subscribe to that. I'll play Halo. I'll play Gears. I'll pay $30 a month, whatever it is you need to pay at that particular stage, because I know I'm going to get quality.
I think the other thing you just pointed out there too with South of Midnight, completely forgot about it, which is the one thing I find that Xbox has a problem with is promoting their games.
Oh yeah, they don't do a good job of that.
They do a horrible job. You look at Hellblade 2. Yes, it wasn't great, but there was a release date, all this, and we saw absolutely what you say, nothing. We saw like the developers showcase. That's the only time we saw it, and then up until that point, they showed nothing till about 3 days out, and just said, "Oh hey, here's the release times for the game." And that was it. I thought, really, like this is a big first party game of yours for the year, and you don't even promote it. I just don't get it. I just scratch my head. Even with the whole Indiana Jones thing too, same thing. There's barely any promotion for it. It's just, I know a video went up last week. There was a video up last week, something 2 weeks ago, and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because there'd been some previews, but yeah, the game's out in like 3 weeks, and there's not a lot going on.
Nothing. Yeah, we've heard nothing. Same with Avowed, same thing. Coming out in 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah, nothing. Look, I suspect there'll be beats for Avowed coming up. Maybe I know stuff. I'll just leave it at that. But I suspect there'll be beats for that one coming up, and presumably a bunch of marketing around it as well. Maybe some of the stuff around that doesn't surface until after Indiana Jones, because maybe there's some sort of... Surely there's got to your point about Indiana Jones, surely there's got to be more around that game, because it's just like Disney's involved. Disney would want marketing.
Yeah, I know.
They marketed the shit out of Spider-Man. They market the shit out of any Marvel title. So hell, even Midnight Sun's got a whole bunch, and that was like, it didn't sell very much because it's not like it's a kind of niche sort of game. But there was a lot of marketing for it. Indiana Jones, there's not a lot.
Say, even the Avengers game, which wasn't even that good, got promoted hard. Same with Guardians of the Galaxy, which didn't sell well. Still a good game.
Great game. Amazing game.
Got promoted hard. But this is just, like you said, nothing.
Non-existent.
Even Star Wars Outlaws got more promotion than that. And also,
and it sold them like barely 1 million copies and it's struggling.
Barely 1 million copies. And they promoted that hard. And I don't get it. I just don't understand. This is a big Indiana Jones game. Disney. Two big things. Everyone likes Indiana Jones. You got like
big
40
team.
years of big fans from the movies. First three. Don't worry about the other two. Rubbish. Don't even want to talk about them.
I still haven't seen the most recent one.
I don't want to. That's his way. I forgot what it's called. I was gonna say Dial of Destiny. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the game.
I was about to say Great Circle, but that's the name of the game. So.
Oh right.
But yeah, that's how... Dial of Destiny is the latest movie. Because Crystal Skull was the other modern one.
That was rubbish. That was horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I watched that and laughed.
What we learned is that if you can climb into a fridge when a nuke drops, you're gonna be fine.
And watch out for ants.
Well, yeah.
They'll eat you alive. Wait,
I feel like I need to watch
that one, was it? I don't know.
The nuke fridge was in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Okay. The old nuke fridge. Classic.
Good times. But I mean, the game's gonna be good. All the points you made. Then there's a big team involved in Machine Games who've got a great pedigree with first-person shooters. You've got Troy Baker assuming the role of.
No, because I know Machine Games. Wolfenstein was great. 2, not a big fan. Youngbloods.
Oh, but they didn't work on that. That was Arcane.
That was Arcane, and that was not received well by a lot of people. A lot of people uninstalled that game very, very quickly.
Yeah, And I'm sure that look, I'm sure they probably lent some sort of help, but yeah, it was pretty much an arcane job. But then yeah, I think like you got a good team. You got Troy Baker, who's I mean we don't see as much of him these days, but he's absolutely still the biggest, at least male voice actor in the industry. I think I'm trying to think of anyone who might have popped up and overtaking him. Nolan North
No
hasn't
one.
kind of re-emerged in any big way, so I think he's
Mark
probably still
Hamill's
the biggest.
retired.
What was
Well,
that?
as Joker, he's retired. I said Mark Hamill's retired as Joker.
Yeah,
He'll be doing no more Joker voicing because Kevin Conroy had died, and he said straight away, "I'm done."
and it's a Mega Xbox exclusive at the same time. So I just don't understand. I don't understand to your point where that marketing is. It's been weird.
I say even the fridge got more promotion than Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah.
I just don't get anything. Like even the stupid like this is an Xbox will probably get promoted more than Indiana Jones.
Maybe it's meant to be
I
like the
just
first step. So we get a little bit of marketing going, then we start to hone in on the games with indie being kind of the centerpiece. Maybe, but they're running out of time. It's 3 weeks away.
I don't know. It's like, what are you going to do in 3 weeks' time? Like you said, Spider-Man. I remember Spider-Man. They promoted that hard for close to a year. I know it's the
Yeah,
only PS5 game they had all year, but they promoted
pretty
that
much. Yeah,
hard. It's like every like PlayStation showcase. Here's 20 minutes of Spider-Man. It's like, I don't need. I can understand why you're promoting it because it's the only game you have all year. I'm already going to buy it.
but also
So
let's tone it down a bit.
tone it down a bit. Don't give away the story or
But that's
anything.
Marvel
But
for you, right?
yeah, well, yes, Disney, well, Marvel. But yeah, you
Yeah,
do
Disney,
scratch
sorry,
your head
yeah.
and go, yeah, I just, like I said, I don't understand Xbox's marketing, if they even have a marketing strategy. It doesn't look like they do.
Xbox Australia does some cool things. They've had cool little campaigns locally that the rest of the world's impressed by. But yeah, in terms of marketing the games themselves, I don't. Yeah, it feels directionless most of the time, which is like when I'm saying, hey, I want you to form some sort of identity, and you think about the games they've got to work with, and let's add indie. I know it's a 2024 title, but let's add indie into that. You've got 5 different games that we've mentioned here that are coming out between now and the end of 2025 as things stand. Maybe something slips, maybe Perfect Dark's in there, maybe Gears is in there, maybe they're not, whatever it happens to be. But there's at least 5 games that are supposed to come out before the end of 2025, and some of them are big ones. Like they can do a lot with these games and kind of build some identity and get some credibility going. But the marketing team seems to be the biggest problem all the time. To your point, so they need to kind of rework the way they're doing these things and launch some big campaigns. And when Jeff Keighley has his thing, don't skip it like they did in the past. Be there,
Yeah.
have a launch trailer for indie, show off something for Avowed, tease something
Yes.
for. I mean, everyone got to see South of Midnight recently, so be there with South of Midnight. Then maybe throw a bone to something that's further down the road. Isn't next year an anniversary yet? Like 25th anniversary for Halo, or
No,
no? That's
that'd
the
be
year
one
after.
year off. 2026 is
Maybe they
24.
announce something next year for the 25th anniversary of Halo. Like there's a lot going on. They own a lot of teams, so just announce shit. And sure, along
Promote
the
it.
way, we'll probably get the things that Xbox exclusive owners don't really want to hear. Like Starfield feels like only a matter of time now. If there's one more expansion to go alongside Shattered Space, that might be the release of that might be. And I know people didn't like Shattered Space, but
Rather eat an onion.
but maybe the release of a second expansion is kind of the moment that the game comes across to PlayStation. We go, okay, and here's your definitive edition, PlayStation people. And I'm sure there's, as I said, Age of Empires and other things that might come across along the way. Like you're going to have little beats as well that maybe don't necessarily help the image so much, but that's why you got to go even bigger with the stuff that is for now exclusive, and then lock it down for at least 2025, and then see how things go from there. They've got to form an identity. That's all, for me. That's all it is.
Yeah, because I think, yeah, if you think since, what would you say, since the old disastrous Xbox One E3 presentation, I think their identity has been very, very, well, non-existent.
Yeah, it's almost like the marketing. Whilst other other aspects have kind of recovered from that point, the marketing team just hasn't.
Nothing. I mean, if you put the exact same effort into your presentations as you do and you put that into your marketing, you would do some very good things. But it just doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, like I said, don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Any other thoughts at all?
Yeah. Next year's Xbox or Microsoft or whatever you call it these days, don't buy any studios.
Oh, but see, Phil's talking about acquisitions being another thing that they're going to think of.
We'll say, we'll
So who
release
knows?
some games first, because you can buy all as much studios as you want. But if you're not releasing lots
They
of
do
games,
have 5 coming.
Have 5 coming, but how many have you purchased? That is the question. If you keep just purchasing like other studios, you shut down 4. Just remember that, and you're gonna buy more.
True.
So I'm just a bit skeptical on that. It's just, oh hey, we shut down 4. Hey, we're gonna buy 4 more, and you just scratch your head again, and go, well, that makes no sense. We bought a mobile company. You just shut down 1. We got one from Japan. You shut down that one too, and that almost won game of the year. So I don't understand what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah, it's
just
a weird
like
one.
if? Is it just like if they just got one of those like automatic vacuums you put on the floor, and they just say
Hoover
put a
up
text
teams.
on, put a text on the back of it and just go right, draw a line. That's our direction we're going, and it just goes up, down, left, right. As I say, the one thing I was trying to figure out with Xbox is I'm trying to figure out what would they be as a meme. So I say for Sony, I'd be that person in the fire saying everything's fine at the moment because your multiplayer thing's not working, Bungie's a mess, but still everything's fine. And the one thing I could come down to is, do you know that drawing of the horse? So you got one end,
yeah, there's like the 4
you
sections
got
of
one
it.
end where it's like really detailed, really good. That's the presentation side of things. And then got the other end that looks like absolute shit. That's their execution and marketing. That's Xbox. And then things in the middle, that's just a question mark of what are we doing?
They don't know what they're doing.
Or you can do the underpants gnomes strategy of step 1, make games. Step 2, step 3, profit. That is also another thing that could be Xbox at the moment. But I don't know.
Yeah, who knows at this point. They haven't even swung me back to resubscribe to Game Pass after I dropped out 6 months ago or whatever it was.
I'm surprised that they didn't go, oh hey, sorry to see you go. I know you cancel it and all that. But it's like, oh hey, sorry to see you go. Would you like a discount? No. Are you sure? No. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. Are you sure? Yes.
Yeah, there's been none of that, so
Because I remember
missed opportunities.
Was it Adobe? Is like, oh, I went through about 6 different "Are you sure?" questions. Like, yes, I'm sure. Would you like a discount of 50%? No. Are you sure? Yes. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. Can you let me go, please? I just want to I want to get out.
They'll break you down with the number of times they ask the question. Actually, I should also acknowledge that Stalker 2 comes out this week, so that is an Xbox
Oh, really?
exclusive as well. For now. For like 3 months.
Oh,
so
there you go. Well, you forgot about that. See,
did forget about that one, but yeah, that's out this week.
You know why? You know why? No promoting whatsoever, Xbox. Come on.
Yeah.
You wonder why no one plays your games, because you just forget
No
about
one knows
it.
they're out.
Someone's there, supposed to push a button or something, like, right, promote it, like, oh, I'll do it later. That's what it feels like. It's just Homer Simpson in his little nuclear power plant station. He doesn't know what to do with any
Sleeping
of it.
at the thing, yeah.
He gets like the massive book out to try and figure out what the problem is, and he just throws water on it instead. Like, right, I'm done. Off to the top.
Shit, good value. All right. On that note, we'll wrap things up there. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live. That includes Patched, Player 2 Plays videos, and a whole bunch more. Check out the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patch, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers, early access, higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And finally, there's Twitter. Matto.
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games myself. The website is player2au. And until next week, I don't know, you're an Xbox.
Promote your bloody games, you dickheads.